Hello everyone. We are from group 2. Today we are present about analyzing spoken discourse. Before we start, I would like to introduce our members group. First, my name is Anggi Sapitri with students number A1B223012 and my friends.
My name is Shawa Agustia with student number A1B223004.
I'm Resti Agustin with student number A1B223067.
Next slide, please. So, in analysis spoken discourse, we talk about the first is introduction about spoken discourse, how spoken discourse is analyzed, spoken interaction, prosody in spoken discourse, turns taking and turn transition, functional analysis of turns, sequencing, back channels, and overlapping talk. Next slide, please. The first is introduction. The analysis of spoken discourse is concerned with examining how utterance between conversation participations are connected, structured, and organized. Analysis attempts to find regularities in the functions and sequencing of utterance and explain how these regularities systematize conversation and contribute to meaning making within discourse communities. So this chapter use approaches from conversation analysis and the Birmingham School of Spoken Discourse Analysis to explain how spoken discourse is analyzed. Next slide, please. How spoken discourse is analyzed. The analysis of spoken discourse centers on making observations about the way real, naturally occurring spoken interactions between participants as they react and respond to each other. So we have some ways to analyze spoken discourse. The first is data collection. This requires data collection, including audio recordings of dialogue with permissions, written transcriptions of the spoken interactions in the dialogue, so written down word for word, including features like pauses or intonation and stress, emphasizes on words. For example, Alex. So, what do you think, Jamie? I don't know. We could try. Based in this example, the pause is shown with the 3 dots, and shows hesitation or failures, and the word no or italics show emphasize. Next slide, please. Representing pronunciation. Sometimes transcriptions show how people really pronounce words, not how they are written. For example, if someone say, "What you doing?" it may be transcribed as orthographic transcriptions. What you doing? For standard spelling, what are you doing? For International Phonetic Alphabet or IPA phonetic, what you doing? But not all analysis use IPA unless it's really needed. The last is interpreting the data. Analysis focus on features like prosody, turn taking, turn transition and sequencing, back channels, overlapping talk, and functional analysis of turns. The analysis listens to the audio and looks at the transcription to understand how meaning is made, how people take turns speaking, and how they react to each other. Next slide, please. About spoken interactions. In spoken discourse, speakers do not talk in continuous stream. Instead, they speak in small, meaningful units, often referred to as chunk-by-chunk speech. Unlike written discourse, spoken interactions don't use punctuations. Instead, rely on prosodic features like pauses, short or long, intonation, raising or failing pitch, stress or emphasis on words, and the last is fillers like and ah. For example, pause and intonation. I want the chicken or the beef. So this pause signals a choice is coming. The raising intonation on beef signals a question. Next is example stress. I really like it. So the word really is stressed to emphasize emotions. Next slide, please.
Okay, next is prosody. First is pauses in spoken discourse. Pauses are significant in spoken discourse as they divide speech into meaningful units. They can indicate hesitation, thought processing, or breathing during interaction. And then categorize pauses based on their duration. First is short pauses, 0.2 seconds or less. And then medium pauses, 0.3 until 0.6 seconds. And then long pauses, 0.7 seconds or more. For example, Alina's first turn includes a pause of 1.8 seconds after remember type, dividing the utterance into two meaningful units, remember type and lives next door to mom. This segmentation helps convey information clearly. And then next is intonation. Intonation refers to pitch variations in speech that help communicate meaning. Rising intonation often indicates a question or incomplete information, non-terminal intonation contour, while falling intonation signals completion or finality, terminal intonation contour. These patterns are crucial for interpreting statements, comments, and questions. For example, events will take place in London, Paris, Washington, and Sydney. And then syntax. Spoken discourse often includes grammatically incomplete sentences that rely on context for meaning. Syntax helps identify meaningful units within these incomplete structures. For example, rising, are you leaving now? Yes or no question. And then falling, when are you leaving? WH question. Next is turn. Next is turn taking and turn transition. A turn is defined as everything spoken by one individual before another starts speaking. This can include complete sentences, phrases, or even sounds like Discourse analysis focus on identifying these turns to understand how participants manage the flow and conversation. In specific contexts like interviews, turns may be shorter and more structured to elicit particular information. For example, job interview, casual conversation, classroom interaction, influencing. And then, as we can see, the RVS function here. First is turn 1. Alina initiates the conversation with remember type lives next door to mom. After a pause 1.8 seconds, Lenore responds with yeah. And then turn 2. Lenore's response has falling intonation signaling completion. Alina then continues speaking without interruption. And then turn 3. Alina ends her statement with rising intonation okay, followed by an audible intake of breath, indicating she has more to say. Lenore stays quiet, recognizing this as an incomplete turn. And then turn 6.0 6 until 7, Leonard asks a question, how do you know creating a TRP for Alina to respond well, he was a cocaine addict. The next is turn taking. Turn taking is an essential aspect of social behavior in conversation. For example, Alina begins the conversation turn 1, followed by Leonard's response turn 2. Each participant takes turns speaking without significant overlap. Here we can see that the example of turn taking is from the previous slide at point TRPS. And then turn transition. Turn taking is an essential aspect of social behavior in conversation. For example, in turn 3, Alina's speech ends with rising intonation okay, signaling a potential TRP. Leonard responds appropriately in turn 4. Similarly, turn 7 ends with falling intonation well, signaling completion and inviting Leonard to take the floor. An example of turn transition also from point TRPS. And then next is functional analysis of turns. A turn is one person's contribution to the conversation. Turns include speech acts, conversations follow predictable patterns. First is question to answer, offer is accept or reject, and then apology or acknowledgement. And then, for example, Alina remembered lives next to mom. Is question plus inform, and then Leonard, yeah, is answer. Next is acts and actions. The notion of acts is derived from the work of Austin 1979 and Shirley 1979, who developed research on speech acts. This refers to what we are doing with language when we use it certain ways and in certain contexts. As we can see in here, locutionary act, the actual words and sounds spoken, and then illocutionary force, the speaker's intended meaning, and then perlocutionary effect, the listener's reaction or effect. And then, for example, can you pass the salt? Is locution a question about ability, and then illocution a polite request, and then perlocution the salt is passed. And then this shows that meaning depends heavily on context is passed. And then from and function. From is the structure or shape of the language used. It includes the words, grammar, and sentence type, question, statement, and comment. Function is the purpose or meaning behind what is said. It shows what the speaker wants to do with their words, like asking, requesting, apologizing, offering, and thanking. For example, A, here's your pie, and then B, thank you. A, you're welcome. It means polite acknowledgement. And then for example B, A, here's your pie. B, it's no thanks. A, you're welcome. Sarcastic or evaluative comment, because B doesn't say thank you to A, so that we call it sarcastic. This shows that meaning depends heavily on context. In example A, you are welcome is a genuine response to thanks. In example B, it becomes sarcastic, implying that thanks were expected but not received. This is a great example of how tone and situation change meaning.
Okay. Sequencing. Sequencing refers to the order or flow of conversation, showing how turn-taking happens in a structured way. It includes elements like adjacency pairs, support egg, sequence expansions, sequence coupling, pairs with three-part, preferred versus dispreferred responses. Next, please. First, adjacency pairs. Definitions. Adjacency pairs is the sequencing of the egg performed in truths that better describe adjacency pairs. For example, questions are usually followed by answer, grades are usually followed by reply to it, offers are usually followed by accept or reject, and requests are usually followed by accept or reject. In everyday conversation, we tend to expect this sequence of actions, and when that sequence is not met, it can lead confusion or tension in the conversations. Next, please. And the second is support egg. Definitions. Support egg are additional actions that accompany and support the main egg in a conversational sequence. For example, Alina, who's that guy who lives next door to mom? Question is primary egg. This is the gist of the conversation. Alina wants to know who it is. And inform is support egg or add context. Who lives next door to mom? Help explain who Alina is referring to. Next, please. Sequence expansions. Definitions. Sequences in conversation can become more complex when additional adjacency pairs are inserted between the initial pair. This is called insert expansions. For example, conversation between child and mother. Child, could you get me the black felt pen? It is request, and mother say, which shelf? Classification questions. Child, the big one with all the stuff on top. Classifying answer 2. And mother say, right, I will see what I can do. Accept. Next, please. Sequence coupling. Definitions. One turn in a conversation can end one sequence and begin another. This is called sequence coupling. For example, conversation between Heidi and Vicky. Heidi, please may I have some more? Vicky, would you like to help yourself? Heidi, Heidi's request and Vicky accept. From one adjacency pair, Vicky follow-up request start a new pair, still in the same turn. This coupling of sequences allow for smooth conversational flow and negotiations. Pair with 3-part. Definition. Some conversational sequences go beyond 2-part, adding a third turn. This is called post-expansions. For example, a conversation between Karen and Scott. Karen, hi sweetie. Karen, great. Scott, hey, great reply. Karen, sweetie functions. The first two turn from a standard adjacency pair. The third turn adds an optional response not required but often social meaningful. Next, please. Preferred versus dispreferred responses. Definitions. Some initiating egg, for example, offer and request, allow for multiple responses. These responses are not equal in how they support the goal of the interactions. Preferred response facilitates the intended actions. For example, A. Would you like some tea? B. Yes, please. Usually short and direct. But this preferred response blocks or resists the intended actions. For example, A. Would you like some tea? B. I'm actually trying to cut down on caffeine. Often longer includes hedging or justifications. Preferred is like a toll route, fast and smooth, and this preferred like a detour. It can still be taken, but it requires more care and is a longer route. Next, please. Back channels. Definitions. Back channels are short verbal signals listeners give to show they are actively listening, even during the speaker's turns. For example, sound oh, in the word like yeah, really, sure, functions show attention and involvement, encourages the speaker to continue and maintains conversational flow. Next, please. Overlapping talk. Definitions. Overlap happens when two people talk at the same time, often not due to interruptions, but because one senses the other's turn is ending. For example, a conversation between Fred and Richard. Fred, and then he comes into the cafeteria, and I thought he was coming into the chase everybody away. He was after you, but he's coming after me. Here, Richard started talking before Fred. Fred finished because he wants to support the story. Fred continued, and the two of them spoke almost simultaneously. Contrast overlap versus interruptions. Overlap, cooperative, often supportive, but interruption, competitive, mark can block progress. Next, please. In conclusion, in analyzing spoken discourse, accurate transcriptions is crucial for capturing the essential features that contribute to meaning-making. Transcriptions conventions such as those developed by Gail Jefferson offer a structured way to record spoken language, highlighting nuances like intonations, pauses, overlaps, and stress. By using this transcription system, analysis can ensure a consistent and detailed representation of spoken discourse, aiding in the interpretations of conversational sequences and their underlying meaning. That's all for me.
Okay, that's all presentation from us. Thank you for watching. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.